My boyfriend caught me kissing a stranger outside his apartment. My boyfriend, 45, and I, 25, have been seeing each other for 2 years. I love him to the moon and back. But our relationship has truly struggled this past year. It started when I caught HSV-2 from him, despite me only having 3 partners, all virgins, back in 2023. He apologized and we moved forward. We have hired a lot of arguments out of nowhere that typically start from me bringing something to his attention and him ignoring me or reversing it back to my side. I've always been respectful and I'm extremely emotionally intelligent due to having gone to therapy and doing the work. For context, I am on bupropion and so I am regulated most days with my emotions. Recently, our issues have began when he started playing video games daily every hour of the day. I can't even remember the last time that we have been on a date, it's been that long. I recently started a new job at the beginning of January and so I haven't really been home that much either, but it's the same. The communication has been very off and he hasn't really had conversations with me that resulted in any peaceful demeanor. I have become a bit resentful of him because of the lack of dates and effort that he has put into the relationship, along with him constantly calling me out of my name and verbally abusing me. He's apologized for the things that he said, however he does them over and over again. Because of my raised anxiety levels, I have increased my bupropion to 350 milligrams to help stabilize my emotions a bit. Sunday night I got tired of just being in the house by myself and I wanted to go out. My boyfriend came home from his tournament that he plays pool, and immediately sat down on the video game to play with his friends and watch the football game, which I didn't really care because it's Sunday and his team is on whatever. However, I did feel very disgusted to see once again he first went to talking to his friends online before really engaging or trying to interact with me. I had a couple of glasses of wine and ended up leaving in an Uber to go to a jazz bar because I really love jazz. Before I knew it I was maybe 6 drinks in and I can't really remember anything else from that night. I ended up in some guy's truck who I barely knew and we didn't do anything at all because I could barely keep my eyes open or my head up. And I'm also on my period and actively still had the same tampon in when I checked. I would have remembered changing it. I think he was just venting about his life and then he took me home. As he was getting me out of the car he did get a bit handsy and kissed me. And this happened to be at the same time that my boyfriend was passing by in his car and he saw us. I immediately woke up just a bit because it felt very foreign to my body for another man to be touching me in that manner, and so I said thank you for bringing me home. I shouldn't have done this and I left. I went downstairs to really think about what I had just done because I was devastated, and before I could even fully comprehend anything, my boyfriend who had passed by and saw us came rushing downstairs to confront me. I didn't deny anything and I immediately told him that I was sorry, and I don't even know how I ended up in the car with him in the first place. I really couldn't tell anyone that. Now I feel very disgusting with myself for hurting him and I don't really trust myself with anything anymore since I can't really remember a lot from that night. I apologized numerous times and told him what I was going to do to work on myself, which is therapy and getting off of my prescriptions. I even went and selected a card and filled it out telling him how remorseful I am. I really love him and I don't want things to end, however, ultimately understand it's his decision since that is a huge betrayal. What more can I do to show him I'm truly sorry? I have never done anything like this before. And I know it may be wrong to say this, but I moved on from him being negligent and giving me something I have to live with for the rest of my life, despite knowing I have always been hyper aware of my sexual health. And he didn't seem as remotely remorseful as I am.